And ladies, our first guest is just for you, especially if you're dealing with vaginal health issues. Check this out. The Fem Lift Laser is a non-surgical 15-minute treatment that can help you reclaim your intimacy, improve your sex life, and eliminate incontinence. Dr. Deborah Tozer with Espirit Woman Care and Internal Medicine is very excited about the new advancements with the Fem Lift Laser, and she joins us with more. Nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you.
I'm so glad you're on the show because sometimes it's embarrassing to talk about certain issues, but that's why we just put it all out there on the plate so everyone knows exactly what we're doing here today. Before we get to the Fem Lift Laser, let's talk about what happens to a woman's vaginal health over time.
Yeah, the vaginal tissues are very much like other tissues in the body. The skin, for example, over time it naturally is going to lose its strength, its elasticity, it becomes very frail. And there are many things that can contribute to that over life. Heavy lifting, straining, pregnancy, and menopause. The lack of estrogen that we lose during that menopause time weakens that tissue and makes it very thin and fragile.
Right, and that's why your doctor always says, do Kegels, do Kegels.
That's right.
But unfortunately, sometimes that doesn't work.
That is very true,
and women don't listen. So that's where the Fem Lift can come in. What can it do?
What the Fem Lift is designed to do is actually reverse those changes that happen over time. It's a laser treatment that's designed to rebuild, resurface the tissues specifically into the vaginal area.
Okay, we have a before and after photo that we're going to show you here, and explain what we're seeing with the pre-treatment photo right here.
I think actually that's the post-treatment.
Is that the post-treatment?
Yeah, it is. That's
all right.
Okay, but that's a good way to look at things. That's what tissue should look like. It's very thick along the top layer, the surface layer. You've got a lot of organization, a lot of grooves in the underlayer, and that's what the tissue should look like.
Okay, so
that's our goal.
That's the goal. That's
the goal.
A healthy vaginal wall, right?
Vaginal wall.
Okay, so let's go to the next one.
And this is actually, I think, a great way to actually look at things is now to see the weaker tissue. So this is what happens to the tissue over time. As you can see, that top layer is much thinner. There's less organization. It's more friable looking. The difference is mainly, as you can see, is the thickness of the two layers. The after treatment, we want that nice thick upper layer, more organization in the collagen, which is what gives us that strength in the tissues.
And who would you say is a good candidate for the Fem Lift Laser?
That's the great thing about the treatment and the laser therapy. Many women who may not qualify for other treatments would qualify for this laser. It can be done at any age, at any time in their life, depending on their needs and the indications for the procedure. The indications would include, most importantly, is urinary incontinence,
right,
which affects a lot of women. The other thing it can affect is dryness, painful intercourse, as well as pelvic relaxation.
I have one friend where we'll start laughing and she's like, oh, don't make me laugh, don't make me laugh. And you know, sometimes you'll laugh a little too hard, and you'll leak incontinence. So if that's a problem, she can help you out. The doctor here, 303-660-6450. That's the number to call and ask about the Fem Lift Laser. It's 303-660-6450. And what's the process for the procedure?
The process actually is very simple. Initially, we want to do an interview, make sure we know what the needs are, what areas we need to treat. We want to make sure our health screening is up to date. And then once we are satisfied with that, we're able to move to the procedure itself. It's very simple. It's a 15-minute procedure done in the office.
Oh, wow, that's quick.
It's very quick. It's done, we have the patient laying down. A small, very slender probe is used, very similar to an obstetrical ultrasound done early in pregnancy, so that same kind of pressure feeling that you might have. We then give a little test dose to make sure that it's tolerated, and surprisingly there's very little nerves in the upper aspect of the vagina, so people tolerate it very well.
So it doesn't hurt.
It does not hurt.
Now, what's different about this laser, the Fem Lift, compared to others out there on the market?
It has a lot of unique features. Most importantly, I find, is that it's available to OBGYNs exclusively. So it's in the hands of individuals who treat these symptoms on a regular basis and are trained to do laser type therapy. It also is different in that we can focus the treatment into the area of the problem. So instead of just giving a very broad treatment to the entire area, we can focus into if the issues are incontinence or dryness. But we do have the ability to do multiple areas at the same time. It depends, again, on the patient's needs.
Well, I'm glad you talked about different areas because there's a specific area when it comes to incontinence that you focus on, right?
Correct, yes. So specifically in that, we're focusing on the area underneath the bladder. So
here's a video that helps us out. out.
Yes, and it's a great video that kind of shows then how that works to rebuild that collagen under specifically the bladder. So that's the probe. It can rotate in a 360 degree again, so we can focus on the area that we're looking for. This is showing how the fractional CO2 laser penetrates into the tissue, into the dermal layer. It has a thermal effect, which is important for the tightening aspect, and also an ablative effect, so it kind of spreads, and that works for rebuilding that collagen.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Fem Lift laser, and if you suffer from incontinence or other vaginal issues, don't be embarrassed. Just pick up the phone and call. She's here to help you. She can take care of it in a 15-minute procedure like that. 303-660-6450 is the number to call. Mention Colorado and Company when you do call. And I think it's horrible to think that there are women out there, especially after having babies, that they're afraid to go walking or exercise because they may leak, or they're at a friend's house and they're afraid to laugh too hard because it may happen. You can take care of that.
We sure can, and it's a simple 15-minute procedure. We do recommend for maximal benefit to have 3 of those treatments.
Okay.
However, even after 1 treatment, you can definitely start seeing that improvement, and you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to not be able to exercise to laugh anymore.
Yeah. Live your life, enjoy it.
Exactly.
And you have a great deal for our viewers watching today.
I do. For our first 10 callers, we'd like to offer a $500 discount to their laser treatment.
Very nice. So mention Colorado and Company when you call today. Again, that number 303-660-6450. Mention Colorado and Company. And before we close, what's the recovery time?
That's the additional beauty of it. After a treatment, you can go back to your regular routine right away. You can go back to work. You can go back to exercise. There is no downtime. There's minimal restrictions for a 3-day of what we'd call pelvic rest. But outside of that, you're good to go.
On your lunch hour, you can go have it done and go back to work. I can laugh again. All right, the Fem Lift laser is a non-surgical 15-minute treatment that can help you reclaim your intimacy, improve your sex life, and eliminate incontinence. Just imagine the freedom you'll feel getting back to your normal life, exercising again without worrying. Espirit Woman Care and Internal Medicine is in Castle Rock, and they're offering a $500 discount for 3 treatments, and that's for the first 10 callers. Here's the number to call. It's 303-660-6450. You can also learn so much more online. Go to their website, EspiritWomenCare.com, and they paid for today's appearance.